Hi, welcome to this video. In this video, I will focus on working on an object in JavaScript. Everything in JavaScript is an object. We live in an object-oriented world. Every person and everything you encounter is an object. Objects have two things, properties and methods. Properties are pieces of data that belong to the object. Properties can describe the object or they can have data which have something to do with object. Methods, on the other hand, are actions. They do something with the object or on its data. I will open the code editor and I will start creating objects. There are three ways to create an object in the JavaScript. I will show you all of the three ways. The first way to create an object is using the new keyword. I will declare a variable person. I will assign it an object using the new keyword followed by object constructor. This variable person is holding an object, and this is the way to create an object using the new keyword. As I said before, object has two things, properties and methods. Now I will add some properties to this person object. To add a property to an object, you write the variable name or an object name, and then the dot operator, and then you write the property name. I'll write the property name, first name, and I will assign it some value. This is the property which is associated to this person object, and this is the value of this first name property. I will add some more properties. Person dot, I'll add the last name property. I'll add the age property. I'll add the height property. And I will add the full name property. For the full name, I will assign it a method. Methods are stored in properties as a function definition. Now I'll write the function definition for this method. And this method will perform some action which is to return the full name of this person object. I will use the return statement, and inside that I'll write the person dot first name plus concatenation operator. I will add some space between first name and last name, and then I will access the person dot last name. This method will return the full name of this person object. Now I will access these properties of this person object. To access the property of an object, you write the object name. In this case, the object name is person, then the dot operator, and then you write the property name. I will want to access the first name, so I will write the first name. I will show you the first name inside an alert box. There is an alternate way to access the property of an object is using the brackets. You write the object name, then the brackets, and inside these brackets you write the property name. I will access the age property. I will go ahead, I will save this script. I'll open the index.html file. So you can see the first alert box is showing the first name and the second alert box is showing the age of the person. Now I will access the method full name of this person object. I will show you the full name inside an alert box. I'll write the object name person dot, then the property name, full name, and then the invoke operator. This will access this method, and this method will return the full name of this person object. I'll save this script again. I'll refresh this page. This is the first name, this is the age, and this is the full name returned by the method of person object, which is full name. Objects are variable too, but objects can contain many values. A JavaScript object is a collection of name and values. Now you might be thinking that what is the difference between function and method? A function is a piece of code that is called by name. But a method is also a piece of code that is called by name, but method is associated with an object and it performs some action on an object. This above method has some limitation. you can create only a single object using this way. So this was the way to create an object using the new keyword. The second way to create an object is using an object constructor. Now I will show you how you can create an object using an object constructor. To create an object using an object constructor, you make use of functions. I'll write the function keyword and then I'll write the object constructor name, which is person, and then I will add some parameters to this function or to this object constructor. I will add f name for the first name, l name for the last name, age for the age, and hg for the height. And inside these curly braces, you can add properties to this object constructor. To add a property to an object constructor, you write this keyword. This keyword means this object itself or this current object itself, and then you write the property name. I'll write the property name first name. I will assign it a value of f name, which is the parameter, and the same way I will add the last name. I will assign a value of l name. I will add age property. I will assign a value of age parameter. I will add height property. I will assign it a value hg parameter. I will add a property full name, and I will assign this property a function definition, and this will become the method for this object constructor, and this method will return the full name for this object constructor. I will use this dot first name to access the first name property for this object constructor. I will add a space between first name and last name, and the same way I will use this keyword to access the last name property. So by this way you define an object constructor. Now I will create a variable my brother, and now I'll write a new keyword to create an object for this person object constructor. I'll pass some arguments to this person object constructor. For the first name or the f name, I will pass Russell. For the l name, I will pass Brown. For the age, I will pass 25, and for the height, I will pass 5.9. By this way, you don't have limitation for object creation. You can create as many objects as you want. Like I can create another object for my sister. I'll pass arguments for the my sister object. So you define an object constructor only once, and you can create multiple objects. Like you can create object for my mother, or you can create object for my father. Okay, now I will access the properties for these objects. I will access the first name for the my brother object, my brother dot first name. In a second alert box, I will access the full name for the my brother object dot full name, and then the invoke operator. I will copy these two alerts and I will paste it again, and this time I will access the properties for the my sister object. So these two alert box will display the data related to my brother object, and these two alert box will display the data related to my sister object. I will comment out these 3 lines because I don't need them. I'll go ahead, I'll save this script. I'll refresh the page. So you can see this is the first name of my brother object, and this is the full name of my brother object, and this is the first name of my sister object, and this is the full name of my sister object. So by this way you define an object constructor only once, and you can create as many objects as you want. So this is the way to create an object using an object constructor. The third way to create an object is by using an object literal. This is the easiest way to create an object in the JavaScript. Now I will show you how you can create an object using an object literal. I will declare a variable person, and then I will write the opening and closing curly brace and then a semicolon after the closing curly brace. You add properties inside these curly braces separated by a comma. I will add some properties inside these curly braces. I will add the first name property, and then you write colon, and after that you write the value for this property. In this case, the properties are written as name and value pair. Name and value is separated by a colon. I will add the last name property. Age property, height property, and a full name property. And I will assign it a function definition, and this will become a method for this object. And I will return the full name. I will use this keyword to access the first name property. I will add some space between first name and last name, and again I will use this keyword to access the last name property. So by this way you create an object using the object literal. Now I will access the properties for this object, and you can use the same method or the same approach to access these properties, like person.firstname, person.age using the brackets, and person.fullname. I will comment out these lines. I'll go ahead, I'll save this script. I'll refresh the page. So you can see this is the first name, this is the age, and this is the full name. So this is a third way to create an object in the JavaScript, and this is the easiest way to create an object. Objects are changeable because they are accessed by reference, not by value. I'll create some space. I will declare a variable x, and I will assign it this person object. This will not create a new copy of this object. Both variables x and person belong to the same object. If you make any changes to this object x, this change will also be applied to the object person. Let me change the first name property using the variable x. x.firstname, I will change the value of first name from Russell to John. Now this change will be also applied to the person object. Let me show you in alert box. I will use the alert box. In the first alert box, I will use the variable x, and I will access the first name. And inside the second alert box, I will use the person object or person variable, and I will access the first name. Both of these alert box will show the updated value of first name, which is John. I will comment out these alert boxes. I will go ahead, I'll save this script. I'll refresh the page, so you can see this is the updated value for the first name property, and this first name is accessed using the variable x. I will click on the OK, and this is the first name property value which is accessed by the person variable. You can also delete the property of an object using the delete keyword. I'll use the delete keyword and then the object name, and then I will delete the age property for this person object. This delete statement will delete both the property name and value. I'll show you the age, the person age inside the alert box. I'll say person.age. I will comment out these two lines. I'll save this script. I'll refresh the browser, so you can see the value of age property is now undefined. So by this way you can also delete the property of an object. Next I will show you how you can use a for in loop to loop through the properties for an object. I will create an object, my car, I will edit some properties like name as a BMW and year 2016 and color black. Now I will loop through these properties using the for in loop. I will declare a variable v with empty value, and now I will write the for in loop. Inside the for in loop I will declare a variable k in and then the myCar object, and inside this for in loop I will concatenate all of the properties values inside the variable v, like v is equal to v plus myCar, and then in brackets I will write the variable k and then some space after each property value, and after that I will alert the value of v. I will comment out this alert statement because I don't need it. I will go ahead, I will save this script. I'll refresh the page. It seems there is some error. Let me check it in the console window. Unexpected semicolon at line 77. Okay, I have to remove this semicolon. This is a typo mistake. I will go ahead, I'll save this script again. I'll refresh the page. Now you can see the for in loop through all of the properties for myCar object. So this way you can use the for in loop to loop through the properties for an object. You can also define a nested object in the JavaScript. Let me give you an example of nested objects in the JavaScript. I will create an object user. I will add some properties to this user, like name property, Russell, and age property 25, and now I will nest an object inside this object like size colon, and then you add the opening and closing curly brace. Inside this nested object you can write its own properties like top 90 and middle 60 and bottom 90. So this is the example of nested objects in the JavaScript. As you can see, I have nested the size object inside the user object. Now I will access the properties for the user object as well as for the size object. I will alert the user object name property. Also I will alert user.size, the nested object, and the property top for the nested object. I will comment out this alert statement. I'll save this script. I'll refresh the page so you can see this is the first name, sorry, not the first name, the name property for the user object, and this is the top property for the nested or inner object. So you can also nest objects in the JavaScript. So in this video I covered a lot of things about object in JavaScript.